guys, Muncheez here, and today we're going to talk about the 140 HP laser mechanic for Akkan Gate 3. Here's some general tips and some things to know about this mechanic. I know it's a long list, but I feel like the more you do this, you will kind of do some of these things by second nature, and it won't even take you that long to think about it. So the first thing you want to do before you go into the fight itself, you want to assign these 6 positions before you pull. If you're the one assigned to that spot, you're the one to hit G, so you don't over-rotate the statue. The person at 1 o'clock will call the shape, depending on how the statue will fire the laser. It'll either be a hex or a star shape that you're going to draw. If the statue fires an X, it's hex, so it's easy to remember. So statue makes an X, you draw a hex. And then star is the other one, which is the plus sign. So if it fires up and down and left and right, it'll be a star. If your statue has a stagger bar, make sure you stagger it as soon as you can. If you're a spare, make sure you go and help maybe one of the other statues stagger quicker. When you're doing this mechanic, you want to be on the outer ring of the map. You want to be on the outskirts of the map behind the statues. You do not want to be in the middle. These lasers do a lot of damage and they will kill you. So if you're making a hex, it's the easiest one to remember. You want to make sure your lasers are facing a counterclockwise circle. So for example, if you're at 6 o'clock, you would be aiming in a counterclockwise direction, which would be towards 4 o'clock. If you're making a star, you're just making 2 triangles and you're making a 6-pointed star. So if you are at 1 and 4 o'clock, your lasers will always go straight left. If you are at 11 and 7, you will be aiming at either 12 or 6, whichever one is furthest from the statue that you are at. So for example, if you were at 7, you would be aiming at 12. It is important to know which way your laser is supposed to face after you get the shape announced. So for example, if you were at 4 and you had hex, and your statue at 4 was already aiming up at the 1 o'clock, you do not have to move that statue. This prevents the laser from going across the map and potentially hitting somebody. If you're the janitor and you're cleaning the pools inside, prioritize the statue locations. Also, to finish the mechanic quicker, if you already know the shape before the map zooms out and you can already turn your statue, feel free to aim your statue in the direction it is supposed to. For example, if you are a 4 o'clock statue and you're making a star, just go ahead and aim the laser to the left before the map zooms out. Okay, so let's get into it. This is, for example, I'll start off with if you are 1 o'clock, right? I know I'm not at 1 o'clock in this spot right now, but you will do something similar and the statue kind of does the same thing anyway. So this is just an example. So what you're going to do is you are going to stagger the statue first. Once you stagger the statue, a beam will shoot out of it. So as you can see, it was diagonal. And the diagonals means it's an X, so X means you would have made an hex. So if that was at the 1 o'clock position, you would make a hex. Okay, so from 140, he's going to say the ritual of decay begins. He'll do a little chat box and you want to get to your positions. You wait for your statue to spawn, dodge the AoEs that are coming out. This is why you want to be at the edge of the maps. Once you stagger, the lasers will come out. Do not be in front of the laser. Okay, so now I'm going to slow it down. So some of the things I was talking about earlier, cleansing the pools at the statue, as you can see at 4 o'clock here, there is a bunch of pools by the lasers. So he wants him to clean it because he needs it to be cleaned so he can move around a lot easier without having any troubles. And you do not want to be in the middle of the map. As you can see, someone else ran out into the middle of the map. So when you're in the middle, a whole bunch of lasers cross these paths. So if you're there, you're going to get hit by it and you're just going to flop over and die like that guy just did. So during this whole thing, do your best to stay behind your statue. If for some reason you can't stand behind your statue, or if you're like in a bad spot, try to find your way towards a statue that's finished rotating or an area where lasers aren't going to pass through anymore. So like for example, at 7 o'clock, he had a pool on his statue, so he made his way to a safe spot. And they know that at 11 o'clock, there's no more lasers that are going to be passing through there. So that is a safe spot. No lasers are passing through there. Everyone lives. No more damage is going out. You don't have to eat pots and you're good. And that's the end of the mechanic. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.